And I would like to give the stage to our beautiful Madlen to represent our beautiful country as well. Both of them are very beautiful. So Madlen, you can already share your screen. Don't forget share also voice, sound. And then you can start because we are very interested to know more about Armenia. You are muted. You should. Okay.
So, hello everyone. Thanks Goharik and thanks to Aisha for the wishes and the introduction. I am Madlen Dokhoyan from Armenia and also from the Kectil Armenia delegation. Today, as we all know, I will be representing Armenia. Starting with the bases, let's go over Armenia's country overview. Armenia is located in the Caucasus with the neighboring countries of Azerbaijan, Georgia, Iran, Azerbaijani Cliff, Nakhchivan, and Turkey. Overall size of the Armenia is 29,743 kilometers squares, and the population is 2,777,970. Armenia is most widely spoken language at the percentage of 97.7. Going next, Armenian religion and church. We have a lot of monasteries which confirm the fact that we are Christian. But what kind of Christian we are? Armenia follows the Armenian Apostolic Church as the national church of Armenia. It's a part of Oriental Orthodoxy. It is one of the most ancient Christian institutions. The Kingdom of Armenia was the first state in history to adopt Christianity as its first religion under the rule of the Grand Tiridates III of the Arsacid dynasty in the early 4th century, or more precisely 301. As you see, as the examples, we have the Garni Monastery, we have the Hagarti Monastery, and these two are located in the most awesome places with nature and mountains harmonizing each other and showing what kind of things and what kind of aesthetic you should accept when you think of Armenia. Interesting facts about Armenia. Today we will talk some fascinating facts and some basic facts that you should know about Armenia. So you see this temple. This was a huge church which got crushed during one of the devastating earthquakes we had. As part of our culture, from ancient landmarks to modern achievements, let's get ready to explore it and uncover some fascinating and even facts you have seen during daily basis but didn't know it was somehow related to Armenians. And in the end, we will do the quiz as Goharik mentioned.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Mr. This is Western Asia, and here is Armenia. Now come on, let's see what's been happening there, shall we? People have lived in Armenia for a long, long time, the first settlements arising in the Neolithic era. As for the Armenian people, their ancestors no doubt descended from the ancient inhabitants of the region, such as the Hittites, Mitanni, and Urartu. The ancient Armenian historian Movses Khorenatsi names the heroic figure Haik as the founder of Armenia, said to be the son of Japheth, the son of Noah. And you see this city? This is the capital of Armenia, Yerevan. And that mountain over there? That's Mount Ararat, the area the Bible states as the landing place of Noah's Ark after the Great Flood. Interestingly, the first thing Noah did after the flood was plant a vineyard, and funnily enough, the oldest wine press in the world was discovered in Armenia. Anyway, the great Iron Age kingdom of Urartu weakened with wars against the Assyrians, and by about 585 BC, the Medes from Iran took over Armenian lands. Persian rule followed, who made Armenia one of their satrapies. Under Persian rule, the Armenians joined the Zoroastrian religion, and no, that did not involve worshipping the Spanish vigilante. Alexander beat the Persians, and Armenia later became subject to the Greek Seleucid Empire, but retained a lot of freedom. When the Seleucids were beaten by Rome, the Armenians fought for their freedom, which Rome allowed, and Artaxerxes I founded a dynasty that would reign for 2 centuries. The kingdom of Armenia reached the pinnacle of its power under Tigran the Great, who took Syria and conquered Phoenicia and big bits of Persia and Anatolia, so Armenia ended up enormous under his rule. Also very rich and splendid. But then he got tangled up in war with Rome. Tigran was finally defeated by Pompey the Great, but was allowed to keep ruling, just not over the lands he'd conquered. Why? Rome wanted them. Over the next few centuries, Armenia was often a battleground for the forces of Rome and Persia, and sometime in the 1st century, tradition tells us, Thaddeus and Bartholomew, two of Christ's disciples, brought Christianity to Armenia. In the year 301, Armenia officially adopted the Christian faith as the state religion, the first country ever to do so. This beautiful building here is Etchmiadzin, the oldest cathedral in the world. Amid the chaotic times of constant invasion and foreign occupation, Armenian national identity was solidified by the scholar Mesrop Mashtots, who invented the Armenian alphabet and ushered in a golden age of Armenian literature. In the late 4th century, Armenia was divided between Byzantine and Persian rule. Armenians did better with Byzantium, many becoming generals and even emperors, but the invading Arabs eventually snatched the land for themselves. In the 880s, Armenia under Ashtot I kicked the Arabs out and restored the Armenian kingdom, which had its best and grandest days under Ashtot III, but ended up conquered by Byzantium in 1045. Then the Seljuk Turks appeared and took over. Many Armenians fled to other lands. Centuries passed, the Mongols invaded, and Armenia was later viciously fought over by the Turks and Persians. But whoever won what battle, the Armenian people suffered either way. Even when agreeing on their borders in treaties, clashes continued and new treaties were made, and clashes continued, and so on for centuries more. But the Armenian church kept the people together and gave them hope. Then, in 1804, Russia marched south and began crushing Persian forces and gobbling up their territories, including, in 1828, eastern Armenia. Russian rule welcomed Armenians back to their homeland. Meanwhile, many Armenians in the Ottoman Empire to the west, despite discrimination, were organizing nationalist movements and also thriving and amassing considerable wealth, much to the anger of the Turkish majority. Sultan Abdul Hamid II did not want these Christian Armenians doing well while his own empire decayed, and officially approved massacres of Armenians by the Kurds and other tribes. Armenians fought back and were met by the Hamidian massacres, where thousands of Armenians, Assyrians, and Greeks were butchered across the empire. Up to 300,000 were killed. But this was chicken feed compared to what followed. The Sultan himself was overthrown, and the Young Turks took over, wanting to reform and westernize the crumbling Turkish world. But any hopes of the minorities was soon dashed to pieces, and things only got worse. When Turkish Minister of War Enver Pasha's attack on Russian forces in 1914 totally failed, he blamed the defeat on the Armenians, who were literally accused of colluding with Russia. Jihad was proclaimed against Christians, and the Turks initiated the infamous Armenian genocide, involving mass killings and executions and starvation and deportations and death marches into the Syrian desert for women, children, the sick, and the elderly. All told, some 1.5 million Armenians were massacred, and the lives of the survivors ruined forever. Back east, in 1918, Armenia finally formed its own country, and it lasted for 2 years, as Russia swallowed it up again. Russia had turned communist after its revolution, and life was hard and repressive, especially under Stalin. And if you dared even whisper something slightly pro-Armenian, you would be bundled off to Siberia. Then there was a hideous earthquake. Independence finally came in 1991. Armenia won a war against Azerbaijan and stepped onward despite corrupt politicians to make their nation a better place. And I think they've done a pretty good job. Let's hope Armenia's future is brighter. Their people have suffered horribly, but still given so much in science, art, music, sport. They're also really good at chess. What do you think lies ahead for Armenia? Comment below, but for now, bye-bye!
So this was the first kind of a historical introduction of Armenia, but now let's move on to the next video that will show more of a cultural side of Armenia and the modern Armenia most of the time.
Why is Armenia the best destination to travel? The geographical location of Armenia on the cusp of Eastern and Western civilizations makes it easily accessible for everyone. Obtaining an Armenian visa is a quick and hassle-free procedure, while for a number of countries it's not required whatsoever. Due to its subtropical climate, one can enjoy sunshine in all seasons, which makes Armenia an all year-round touristic destination, with majestic landscapes of snowy mountains, freshwater lakes, and sunny valleys. The abundance of spacious, sophisticated hotel complexes and high-profile, well-equipped facilities makes Armenia a great venue for world-class meetings. The rapid development of the IT sphere, as well as the advancement of industrial sciences, is based on centuries-old wisdom and experience. The country, which adopted Christianity in 301 AD, had an alphabet in 405 AD, and its present capital, established 2,800 years ago, can now rightfully be ranked as a modern center of innovations and technological progress. Armenian national cuisine is an indispensable part of Armenian culture. with the well-known Armenian bread lavash being included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Another temptation that tourists cannot resist is the abundance of fresh, organic, and sun-kissed fruits and vegetables. A wide spectrum of various sorts of wine, along with acclaimed, sought-after, and world-famous Armenian brandy, which dates back to 1887, makes the pleasure complete. Armenia teases the palate, but it also dazzles with modern touristic attractions. Apart from ancient monuments, it can take the visitor's breath away with its unique technological constructions. The 5.7-kilometer aerial tram Wings of Tatev, which is included in the Guinness Book of Records as the world's longest ropeway, is an architectural masterpiece, opening a view on the 4th century Tatev monastery. Ultimately, Armenia is a land where the old and new live in genuine harmony. The country that holds folk songs in its heart does not restrain itself to national music, but also offers multi-genre performances in world-class music halls, concert centers, and jazz clubs, where one can enjoy the stunning phenomenon of Armenian ethno-jazz. The gentle climate makes Armenia the best place for open-air concerts and shows. There's always a choice, even for the most demanding audience. The multifaceted, multicultural, sunny, and hospitable Armenia is thus a place where you can combine business with pleasure. Welcome to Armenia.
So
Yes,
let's move on. Interesting things. Armenia has a very unique alphabet. And as in the video was mentioned, Armenians being multicultural, every Armenian knows 3 alphabets: Armenian, Slavic, and Latin. Slavic, we start learning in our school as Russian alphabet and is under the Russian language. And the Latin is sometimes Armenians use Latin keyboard to communicate in Armenian. Let's move on. Bulbulak. As an Armenian, I can definitely state that Bulbulak, being the main treasure Armenia has, is a public water fountain common in Armenia. Bulbulaks are small, usually 1 meter tall stone memorials with running water, often fed by a mountain spring. And let's move on. And Armenian surnames. If the surname is with Yan, or sometimes Ian, more westernized version, it means that the person is Armenian. It comes from historical places, and it comes from our culture, ending our surnames with Yan. So let me present some famous Armenians. Kim Kardashian, a half Armenian, Henrik Mkhitaryan, a native Armenian who is now playing international football, Cher or Sherlyn Sarkisian, I know you know her based on the phrase, I am the rich man, and Serj Tangan being a member of a System of a Down band. Another one is Andre Agassi or Agassian, Shahla Aznavourian. Some Armenians historically had to change their surnames in order to fit the economical, to not be under the economical discrimination based on the land they were in. And also Princess Diana. She's 1/3, if not less, Armenian, but she has some Armenian genes in her because it was mentioned that her grandma from her mother's side was an Armenian. And Sergei Parajanov or Parajanyan's, he's first Armenian person in the Soviet Union to bring the modernistic and the silent movie culture with the underlines that Soviet Union didn't like, but currently we watch it and consider it as Armenian national treasure and historical treasure. And let's watch another video. Recently was a cultural appropriation done in Mickey Mouse, Disney, and we are really happy with that and proud to showcase you this video. Second.
Minnie, I have special powers to remove the water from your dress, and I can make it beautiful again. But how? After all, I am the goddess of water, love, and beauty, and it's my duty to help a friend in need. Եկեք մաքրենք այս գեղեցիկը սկեցու եւ եկեք զվարճանանք այս տոնով. Let's clean this beautiful dress and let's have fun on this holiday. Wow! Thank you so much, little star. My dress is all clean, but I left my other clothes back at the fun house. I got you covered. Buttons and beautiful bows. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. It's a traditional Armenian daras. Nice outfit, Minnie. Thank you. It's an Armenian taraz. Little Star made it for...
Okay, let's skip it. So as you saw, this dress, the Astrid, the one of the goddesses we had in Armenian mythology during the Hellenist times under the Roman Empire rulement we made. It's similar to the Greek mythology, but one difference that it has that the goddesses, if I'm not mistaken, are 24 gods and goddesses, and there are 12 goddesses and 12 gods. This is a huge symbolism saying that like an Armenian person should marry only one person. And also it talks about the differences and the controversy between how these two factors can confront. For example, the Zeus was with the goddess of Nane, power, which in the end had multiple daughters and sons. But let's go to the culinary heritage. I'm sure you will like this one. So as you saw, we have some cuisine and I would like to name some. For example, the pumpkin in a pumpkin that had rice and some dried fruits in it is called gapama, and we have a related cultural event. And also the other one, the meat and the vinaigrette leaf was covered food. It was called toma. This is a favorite. Okay, I'm not muted this time. Let's go to the next. As we showed, this is how you cook. Someone is talking, if I'm not mistaken. No, I hope everything is okay. So in this video, you're seeing how rapama is being cooked. The dried foods, the rice, and the cooked pumpkin. It's one of our culture symbols, and may I say, one of the most favorite foods we have. Let's watch another video with how you know something is done by Armenians and you have never realized about it. I will mute myself currently and let's watch the video.
Inventions and discoveries have shaped civilization and transformed life on Earth. Many of us are familiar with these inventions and use them every day. But not many of us know that the authors of the most famous inventions were Armenians. Today, few people have heard of Christopher Terseropian, but everyone knows the color of dollar. Christopher Terseropian created a special color that can't be fake. The color of dollar is green, and it's very difficult to reproduce. It was invented in 1854 and is still in use. For his work, Terseropian received $6,000, which allowed him to continue his study. Luther George Simijan was an Armenian-American inventor. Simijan is best known for his invention of the automated banking machine. His more than 200 inventions also included the self-focusing camera, teleprompter, and so on. Varazdat Kazanchyan, Armenian-American surgeon, a father of modern plastic surgery. He performed the first cosmetic surgery in 1914. After the First World War, a corresponding department was created at Harvard University, and the first cosmetic surgeons were retrained. Arthur Bulbulyan invented the famous A-14 aviation mask. The oxygen mask was used in World War II by US Army and the Air Force. In 1954, Alex Manukyan manufactured single-handed faucet that produced hot and cold water. It was a revolution in a water supply system. Raymond Damadian is the inventor of the first magnetic resonance scanning machine, one of the most useful tools of our time. Asatur Salafian was an Armenian-American inventor. He is considered by some people as the father of automatic transmission. He is the inventor of automatic transmission for automobiles. You can find Salafian's name as the author of many other inventions. Artem Mikoyan was a famous aircraft engineer. He designed MiG Soviet military aircraft. Hovannes Adamyan, considered an author of more than 20 inventions. Hovannes Adamyan developed the technology that laid the groundwork for the invention of color television. Adamyan's main contribution to the development of color television technology was his three-color principle. In 1925, in Yerevan, Adamyan created and demonstrated a device for broadcasting color images. Artashes Haikanyan created the first plastic container, a Coca-Cola brand plastic bottle machine. At different historical stages, Armenians have always surprised the world with their inventions, which in many ways made our life easier and convenient. Taking a retrospective look at the invention of the past, we can say with confidence that new inventions are expected in the future.
Okay, I hope you remember some of the names, and I hope you remembered some of the inventions that we've done, and while having relations to them, you'll remember, oh, this was done by an Armenian guy, and we hope that this video helped you had some watermark on your head. But now let's enjoy some of our Eurovision contestant music, Lada Niva. She has been a boom for modern Armenian music. This was something that never has been done and is done in a unique sense, and La Daniel will never stop surprising us. Let's hear some part of this music. So I would like to highlight some symbolism in this music video. So let's go to the pomegranate scene, which I love. A second, I need to find that scene. So in that scene, it's literally shows the scene where the same was done by the Parajanov. There was a scene where the main character lay down on the ground with many pomegranates. And that symbolism is something Armenians love. As you see, there is a Niva, which symbolizes their group name, Lada Niva, and the main singer, the girl with braids. Her name is Jacqueline, but they call her short for Jago. As you noticed, this music video was about how to embrace your true self. Don't let the opinions of the society label you as you are. And it was filled with a lot of Armenian symbolism, the pomegranates, and the red carpets. Red is a very symbolic color from Armenia, and the carpet or carpet, as we say it in Armenian, or gorg, it depends how you want to spell it. It is really cultural heritage for us Armenians. Let's move on to the last slide. Welcome to Armenia. Hope to see you in Armenia very soon. If you are in Armenia, make sure to contact us and we'll make sure that your stay in Armenia will be the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madlen. It was really very exciting to listen one more time, because every time when I watch this video, this presentation, I always learn something new, despite the fact that it's already like I don't know how many times I watched this. So thank you very much for your brilliant presentation. And
thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you took something from Armenia in your heart, and waiting you in Armenia.
In the end, during the networking part, we will check this information, evaluate what kind of information they learned. So now, guys, before passing the part already Pakistan, let me just take one screenshot. And for that, I would like to ask you just open your cameras for 1-2 minutes. not minutes, seconds, sorry. And I will take a screenshot. So I see Abdul is already here. I already got Abdul is already like a bit tired about Armenia, but we had today two new videos in case you should join us before. But anyway, okay, I will do one screenshot. So I will say 1, 2, 3, and when I say 3, it means that I am taking a screenshot. So Elizabeth, can you open your camera or not? Nare, Alwin? Okay, great. I see our Elizabeth. Alwin is also here. Marietta or Mane or Nimra or Bakhtawar. Okay, if you can't, it's not a problem. Don't worry. Okay, 1, 2, like it's your most attractive faces, yes, the most beautiful ones. So check here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Great. So now let's go forward and invite to our Zaheer to represent one of very interesting countries I discovered during my last visit in the United States. And I'm very happy to see here a lot of Pakistani youngsters and make connection with you, because Armenia doesn't have relations with you as a Pakistani, and it's really very good to communicate in this level even. So Zaheer, you can mute your voice and you can start.
Thank you so much, Koheri, to give me a chance to represent Pakistan. I would like to have my slides over here. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can. You can start.
Okay. Okay, so I need my slides right over here. I can't find my slides.
Zaheer, if you want, I can share your presentation if there is some trouble.
Can you find it?
I guess it. Okay, great. You can start.
Okay. Okay. So my name is Dr. Zaheer Abbas, and today I'm going to present my country, that is Pakistan.
Just can you open fully your presentation? There is a cyan to. Okay, great.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it clear? Okay. So we'll be starting with the basic. Actually, before continuing, I want to tell that Pakistan is actually rich in diversity in culture, and there is not only a single nation residing over here. So there are so many nations. Obviously, nation is Pakistan, but a lot of diverse cultures are found here. So I have just made a basic presentation to showcase my country, that how it is and what are its basic things. So first of all, uh, let's have a country overview, and you can see here the geographical location of Pakistan, and this is the map of Pakistan over here. On our north, we do have China. On our east, we do have India. On our west, we do have northwest, we have Afghanistan, and on our southwest, we have Iran. Whereas you can see in our south, we have Arabian Sea right over here. These were the neighboring countries that Pakistan comes in South Asia. If I talk about the size, then it's around 796,095 kilometers square. And obviously, if I talk about the population, then there is a huge population over here that comes among the greatest population in the world. one of them, and that is around 235.8 million. That becomes 23 crores 58 lakh people residing over here, and that's just the data of 2022. Let's speak about the language over here. Then Urdu is national language of Pakistan. I hope that's what everybody pronounce. We pronounce Urdu, and everybody else in the foreign they pronounce Urdu. So Urdu is the national language of Pakistan. However, Punjabi is widely spoken along with Sindhi, Balochi, Pakhtun. As I said earlier, that Pakistan is having a lot of culture residing over here, a lot of people with different ethnicities. So we do have a lot of languages over here. These are just major languages I'm talking about. However, there are more than 30 languages being spoken right over here. Let's talk about some national things of Pakistan. Then, if I talk about national sports, then that is hockey. Pakistan has remained three times champion in world hockey competition. If I talk about the national animal, then look at this beautiful goat having a skew-horned goat. This is called markhor over here, and this is the national animal of Pakistan. If I talk about national bird, then in our local language we call it chakor. However, in English we call it pheasants. So the good thing about this bird, which is widely spoken and being written in the novels, and that is when there is a full moon, then this particular bird starts flying towards the moon, and this bird particularly loves the moon. And the intensity of the love is that much that sometimes they fall from the high sky and they become dead. So they love so much the moon that they start flying when they see a full moon. Uh, if I talk about national tree, then that's Cedrus Theodora. We call it Theodor over here. It's the national tree of Pakistan with a height of about 40 to 60 meters. The trunk of the tree is up to 3 meters in diameter. So that's the national tree of Pakistan. Okay, so when did Pakistan got independence? Then on 14 August, Pakistan got independence, 14 August in 1947. It's a national holiday in Pakistan and it commemorates the day when Pakistan achieved independence and was declared as a sovereign state following the termination of the British Raj or British dynasty in August 1947. Let's go ahead and speak about some interesting facts about Pakistan. Then the fact number one is like as Goherik told that there is some a mountain in Armenia that is the largest. Then I will talk about the K2 that is the second highest mountain in the world. So Pakistan is home to K2 that is the second highest mountain in the world. It's standing at 8,611 meters. That becomes 28,251 feet above sea level. Fact number two is that Pakistan has one of the largest ambulance network, and the good thing is that is largely volunteer based. So the ED Foundation is there, which is based in Pakistan, runs the largest volunteer ambulance network in the world, and one of the top most ambulance network in Asia. Let's go ahead to the fact number three. Then, if I talk about ancient civilizations, then the you would love to know about this that the Indus Valley civilization is one of the world's oldest, flourished in what is now Pakistan around 2500 BCE or 5000 years ago. You can see on my right that is the Mohenjo-daro that is about 5000 years old. Fact number four is World Heritage Sites. Then Pakistan is home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the ruins of Mohenjo-daro you can find on my left, and that's the Taxila, and that's the Lahore Fort, and that's Makki, and these are Shalimar Gardens. These are the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Let's go ahead. Okay, the fact number five that Pakistan experiences a wide range of climates from arid deserts in the south to the icy mountains of the north, including temperature forest and coastal areas, among only countries having all four weathers. So this is the only country in my knowledge, that they have all four weathers over here. We have spring, we have autumn, we have summer, and the fall. Okay, so before knowing other facts, I will like to uh, ask Gauri to let's have a virtual tour of some beautiful places in Pakistan.
You see?
Okay. So let's visit some beautiful places of Pakistan and how it looks, please.
Zaheer, your share is like is shown, so you can continue just.
I cannot see my slide.
Let me. I just stopped your screen share. You can share one more.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So this is why I talked about the diverse climate in Pakistan. Uh, you can find the places which are like desert. You can find places which are so much green. You can find mountains full of snow. So right now where I am, it's about 45 centigrade right over here. But if I want to enjoy some cool weather, I can go to the northern area where I can find temperature in 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees. So that's why Pakistan, because of the climate, we do have all four weathers over here. Let's go ahead to the fact number 6. Pakistan is among the countries which is having a lot of young population. Pakistan has a very young population with approximately 60% of its under the age of 30. Fact number 7, that is the rich cultural heritage. And Pakistan has the rich cultural heritage with traditional music, dance, and art forms that vary across its region. Notable contributions include the classical music of the subcontinent and Sufi poetry. So let me elaborate the cultural heritage through understanding and visualizing various pictures. So that's the first picture you might would have seen in my slide. That is the picture of Indus Valley civilization, which is around 5,000 years old. That is located in present-day Sindh, Pakistan. This was one of the largest cities of Indus Valley civilization. I hope somebody would have gone through this topic, that what is Indus Valley civilization. Well, it is known for its advanced urban planning and including well-organized streets, a sophisticated drainage system. So, there is a question: can you imagine 5,000 years ago people could live like this? This is the original map, original grid layout of that city that was being made 5,000 years ago. The cities were laid out in a grid pattern, including advanced town planning and organization. Here you can find the proper drainage system right over here, a complex drainage system including covered drains and sock pits showcase the civilization engineering powers. And right uh, on my right there, can you imagine that's actually a swimming pool, a 5,000 years old swimming pool. It is yet available and it is in the same condition you can see over here. And it is one of the site of World Heritages by UNESCO. Isn't it fascinating to look at that how much civilized this region used to be 5,000 years old ago? Let's talk about architectural wonders, then have a glimpse to some architectural wonders being made by Mughal empires. That is actually a Lahore fort. That's Shahi Kala. These were made by Mughal empires over here. And the Mughals are one, you would have listened about Taj Mahal. They were also the Mughals, and they are from the same dynasty over here. You can find Shahi Kala. That is actually a beautiful art being made in these Mughal Empire buildings. I believe that is architectural wonder. You can find different colorful pictures over here. They are all imposed on the walls of Mughals. Okay, if I talk about music of Pakistan, then Pakistan has diverse musical tradition with various regional and folk instruments. I have just given the picture of that traditional instrument. These were majorly used and are being used over here since decades. You can find a lady over here. This is one of the famous instrument we are having, that is called yaktaro. So this woman is holding a yaktaro in her hand. If I talk about handicrafts and textile, then Pakistan is renowned for its rich tradition of handicrafts and textiles, which reflects the country's diverse cultural heritage and artistic excellence. These crafts are not only a source of pride but also a significant contributor to the economy. So you can find some beautiful art over here. They all are handmade, and Pakistani people are very good at making handicrafts. Especially in the northern areas, the women indulge themselves to make these products for the source of pride, for the source of food, for the source of money. Okay, so now let's talk about Pakistan culture. Then Pakistan comprises of numerous diverse cultures and ethnic groups. Among them, the Punjabis, Kashmiris, Sindhis, and Moajes, which are actually immigrants from India at the time of partition and their descendants in the east, the tribal cultures of the Baloch and Pashtun in the west, and the ancient Kardik and Tajik communities in the north of Pakistan. Here you guess a person culture by just looking at their appearance. That's the good thing over here. If you would be just seeing to the person, you will get to know from which ethnicity the person is belonging. So you can find over here these are actually Sindhis. So these Sindhis is the community which is residing and originating from the Sindh province in the southeastern Pakistan. They are known for their rich cultural heritage. They have a history that. Excuse me, somebody talk. Okay, so they are known for their rich cultural heritage. They have a history that dates back to ancient civilizations, including the Indus Valley civilization, and they are renowned for their hospitality, traditional arts, and a strong sense of community. Okay, so a person you can find right over here who is holding a sword in his hand, they are actually called Balochis over here. They have remained a true fighters and have a significant importance in the independence of Pakistan. Okay, so the Balochi people are an ethnic group primarily found in the Balochistan province of Pakistan, known for the rich cultural traditions, strong tribal affiliations, and a history that spans several millennia. The Balochi people have a distinct cultural identity that is integral to the cultural mosaic of Pakistan. Okay, there is another picture. You can find a person who is actually a Pashtun. Whenever we look a person who is wearing this type of thing, we get to know that they are Pashtuns. But it's not usual that they wear this all the time. But mostly, when you will go to Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which is the province of Pakistan, then you will definitely find the people, most of the people wearing this type of things. So they are the Pakhtuns or Pashtuns people, and they are ethnic group primarily located in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan, and they are also present in some parts of Afghanistan. They are known for their strong sense of honor, hospitality, and adherence to the traditional codes of conduct. The Pakhtun people have a distinct cultural identity and rich heritage. These are called Punjabis. You will find the West Punjab right in Pakistan, and we also have a Punjab in India too. So the Punjabi people, you can find they are wearing a lot of colorful things, and they are fond of this type of thing. The Punjabi people are ethnic group originating from the Punjab region, which spans part of northern India and eastern Punjab, known for their vibrant culture, rich history, and diverse traditions. Well, Punjabis have a significant impact on the cultural and social fabric of the region. Last but not the least, and the girl you find over here, she is wearing a beautiful necklace, which is having some stones over here and the made up of steel. She is actually sitting in Kashmir, and she herself is a Kashmiri. We call them Kashmiri. They are found in the northern part of Pakistan, whereas they live in Kashmir. Well, the Kashmiri people hailing from the Kashmiri region have made significant contribution in various fields, including politics, literature, arts, and sports. Their achievements have brought recognition and pride to their region. And that particular region, we call it heaven. It's so beautiful. The most of the parts in the video you saw that were full of the snow and full of the good highways and the mountain ranges, they were actually from these parts. Okay, so who are famous Pakistani? Then I will just tell tell you about some of the personalities. Obviously, I cannot tell you all of it, but major personalities and major people to whom almost 60 to 70% of people know right over here. So in the middle, you find Qaeda Muhammad Jinnah, who was actually the founder of Pakistan, and he was the one who got us independence along with various persons. He was the one, and he is known as Qaeda Azam. However, his name is Muhammad Ali Jinnah, but he is known as Qaeda Azam, the supreme leader. So Qaeda Muhammad Jinnah, he's the founder of Pakistan. On my left, you will find Allama Iqbal. He's a national poet, and he has significant contributions in the independence of Pakistan through his vibrant and energetic poetry. Whereas on my right, you will find Hafiz Jalandhari over here. Hafiz Jalandhari was one who wrote the national anthem of Pakistan. There is an interesting factor that is Pakistan national anthem is actually not in its any of language. So it's in Farsi. It's in Farsi. So that's the thing that every morning in the schools and every time we sing this national anthem, but none of us uh, has actually the link with that particular language. We call it Persian. So our national anthem is in Persian, and the reason for making it was that Pakistan has diverse culture and different languages. So uh, they decided to make a national anthem which must be a neutral. So they made it in Persian, and most of us even don't understand that. But obviously, that is national anthem. That is the only thing we understand in Persian. Okay, so person right over here, he is very important personality in Pakistan, and his name is Abdul Qadir Khan. He was the one who gave us the nuclear power, and that's why he's very famous right over here, and one of the famous scientists you will find. Okay, other than those, I have some political personalities, some social workers, and some Nobel Prize winners. So on my left, you will find Benazir Bhutto. I think most of you must have heard about this personality. About Benazir Bhutto, she was the first woman to become prime minister in a Muslim majority country. So she was the first woman who she was the first woman to become a prime minister in a Muslim majority country. Uh, Second is Abdul Sattar Idi. You remember I told you about the largest ambulance network in Asia. He is the person behind him, and his name is Abdul Sattar Idi, and he is my favorite too. I'm fan of him since my childhood. As I am a social worker, then I adore him a lot. The reason behind it is actually uh, such a great person. He is a person of humanity that he dropped some like jhulas, we call it jhulas right over here, uh, some beds in the streets, and he asked people that if somebody is like don't want to have children, and if somebody is like uh, they are like expecting their children or the newborn babies, everybody can put in that bed, and he will just carry to them to their home to the home, and he will feed them, he will teach them, and he will. So this that's the reason he's one of my favorite personalities. On my right, I think most of you would have heard about this personality, that is Malala Yousafzai. So Malala Yousafzai is actually the Nobel Prize winner for peace, and there is a long history behind her, and that is majorly that she was being attacked by the terrorists because she was working in the community. She was teaching to the girls of the particular teaching, and the person they didn't wanted her to continue with this. Although, despite of threats, she didn't stop, and her vision was to make the girls educated in Pakistan, and she was shot by the Taliban. So she is Malala Yousafzai. And the last personality I would like to talk about, who is having a significant political power and impact in Pakistan, and the person is Imran Khan, who is a former cricketer, and I think most of you would know about him. So I do not have actually the last slide, which was being delivered in the Armenian, that was welcome to Armenia. So I will be just saying that by myself, that welcome to Pakistan, and everybody, anyone who just want to visit Pakistan, they can contact me, and I will surely host them right over here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zaheer. Actually, yes, it makes sense to go Pakistan to come. You welcomed us as well. So I guess here there are people who already added Pakistan in their wish list for traveling. So they will visit someday. I don't know when, but someday they will do it. Thank you very much for your beautiful
Thank
presentation.
you.
I like the part with a lot of I already made a story with this part, so after you can check which part I like the most. And now let's go, and if Ella is here. Yes, let me introduce you Ella. Actually, Ella was joined us from the very first day of our cultural events. It was in the end of the May, and Ella is from Tanzania, and recently she founded Kectil Tanzania. And I'm very happy to see here our very smart girl from Tanzania, Kectil colleague. And today we are finally had opportunity to know more about Tanzania. Not Tanzania, but Tanzania, as I said. And Ella, now you are free. You can start. If you have presentation, you can open it here. You're free. And particularly me, I'm very, very interested to know more about Tanzania, because I know I only search for about Kilimanjaro. So what else you have to impress us? You are muted. You are muted.
Hello everyone, my name is Elizabeth. You can call me Ella. Thank you, Gohal, for this opportunity. Thank you everyone for this opportunity. Today I'm presenting about my country, Tanzania. Other people call it Tanzania, but it's Tanzania. Tanzania is very wonderful country, beautiful countries. First of all, it is about peak Mount Kilimanjaro as 5895 meters squares, and 25% of the financial income of our national Tanzania is from those national park and the national reserve, like those Nyerere National Park, Ngorongoro craters, and others. First of all, I would like to share the country overview of Tanzania.
Now we see your screen, Ella.
All right.
But we don't see Word, because I think you should separately share screen and choose Word file.
Many files.
Yes, but we only see the many files like in the folder, not opened.
Okay.
all the way down to number 1. All right, did you know that nearly 30% of Tanzania is national parks? Tanzania boasts some of the best national parks in the world. The Serengeti National Park is one of the most famous and best loved parks and is home to more than 1 million species of large mammals. It's also a World Heritage Site and has the honor of being named a 7th World Wonder. Tanzania also features the largest population of elephants, which can be found in the Selous Game Reserve. Another famous Tanzanian park is the Gombe Stream National Park, where Dr. Jane Goodall famously carried out her studies on chimps. Ernest Hemingway wrote about the beauty of Mount Kilimanjaro, and this snow-capped cone-shaped mountain is a sight that will take your breath away as well. Standing some 5,895 meters above sea level, this mountain is the tallest in Africa and the highest freestanding mountain in the world. It's also home to almost every kind of ecological system there is, from cultivated land to rainforest, alpine desert, and Arctic summit. While this dormant volcano provides a breathtaking hike for those who are interested, you're more than welcome to admire this mountain's grandeur from the ground. All right, let's talk about the Great Migration. The Serengeti is the site of the Great Migration, where wildebeest and zebra make their way across the plains in search of fresh grasslands. It's also home to great buffalo herds, elephants, giraffes, leopards, impalas, and gazelle, as well as the endangered eastern black rhinos. The Great Wildebeest Migration sees over 1.5 million wildebeest as well as zebra and gazelle make their way through the grasslands of Tanzania and Kenya in search of pasture. Undoubtedly, this is the most exciting part of the journey, is when you get to see the Mara River crossing, where massive herds make their way to the Masai Mara, braving crocodiles and danger at every turn. Up next, we have the Ngorongoro crater. Tanzania is home to the world famous Ngorongoro crater, located in northern Tanzania. Thought to be the result of a volcanic explosion, this fertile valley is one of the most beautiful natural wildlife safari destinations in the world and has even been named one of Africa's 7 natural wonders. The enclosed nature of the crater has created an ecosystem all of its own, resulting in some of the best opportunities to spot the Big Five. It has the densest known population of lions, and buffalo, elephants, leopard, and rhino can also be seen here, in addition to a host of other well-loved African classics like the ostrich, zebra, cheetah, wildebeest, gazelle, and even hippos. Coming in at number 6, let's talk about Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika is the second largest freshwater lake in the world by volume and depth, second only to Lake Baikal in Siberia. In fact, it is so large that it belongs to 4 different countries: Tanzania, Burundi, Zambia, and Congo. The lake is fed by at least 50 streams and rivers and is regarded as one of the world's most biologically rich and scientifically valuable habitats. Lake Tanganyika holds an astounding 8% of the world's fresh water and is home to 500 fish species. Now, we can't talk about Tanzania without talking about its distinctive and delicious cuisine. If you are looking to expand your palate, then Tanzania is the place for you. In Tanzania, you'll have the chance to sample wild game like crocodile, warthog, antelope, or even ostrich. Other local favorites include tilapia fish, pilau rice, and samosas. It's the spices that really make this food special, and the use of coconut, cardamom, garlic, and turmeric feature prominently in a number of traditional recipes. You'll also have no problem finding fresh, locally grown produce such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, or coffee. Have you ever heard of a baobab tree? Baobabs are a beautiful and fascinating tree that can be seen in Tanzania's Tarangire National Park. Some species of the baobab can live 1,000 years or longer, although the oldest one, found in South Africa, is believed to be an astounding 6,000 years old. You gotta check these out. And what about about tree climbing lions? Ever heard of those? Baobabs aren't the only thing to see in Tarangire National Park. This park is also home to tree climbing lions. The reason that these lions have taken to climbing is unknown. Whether it's to catch a cool breeze or escape the flies is a matter of debate. Of course, there's also the chance that the lions simply enjoy the view from up high. Whatever the reason though, watching these lions gingerly move across the branches is a sight worth seeing. Another sight worth seeing are the beaches of Zanzibar. While beaches may not be one of the first things that you think of when you imagine an African safari, a trip to the beautiful island of Zanzibar is the perfect way to round off a safari. The beaches of Zanzibar are infamous for a reason, featuring white sand, blue waters, and swaying palms. They're regarded as some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Scuba diving off the coast offers experiences like any other. While there's plenty to see in the mainland, there's a whole world underwater as well. Diving or snorkeling off of one of Zanzibar's islands will provide you with some rich up-close encounters with some of the amazing and unique underwater sea creatures found among the coral reefs. You could spot lionfish, leaf fish, seahorses, green turtles, and even frog fish. All right, friends, well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed today's video exploring 10 interesting facts about the beautiful country of Tanzania. How many of you have already started booking your flights and so
Ella, can you try once again to share your screen? The whole screen, don't forget the whole screen. Ella, we can't see your video, but just give me one moment. I will find that video from YouTube and I will switch it. Tanzania, 10 very interesting facts. Okay, before that, can you mute your voice and I will switch the country overview part that you sent me? Okay, let's do like that. Okay, Ella, now can you mute yourself and say something you would like to say here? Ella? Ella? We don't hear you. Let me, I will chat you. Okay, Ella is trying to mute herself. Ella, can you speak? Ella left, I guess. Okay,
Yes. Our neighboring country is in northern parts is Kenya and Uganda. Kenya and Uganda are the neighboring country of Tanzania. And then the northern part we have Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is the deepest and largest lake in Tanzania, where we can find the Sukuma people there. And also northern parts, we have found Chaga tribes, where we can find the peak, the highest peak of the Mount Kilimanjaro. It's one of the highest mountain in the world. In the eastern part of our country, Tanzania, we have Mafia Island, Zanzibar, and Unguja, where by Zanzibar we can find those scuba diving, where one of the very favorite reserve in the world. And when you come to mention Zanzibar, it is very famous place to go and vacation and other activities. Where the southern part of our country, Tanzania, our neighboring country, Zambia, we can find Zambia there, Mozambique, and Malawi. Also Lake Nyasa. Lake Nyasa is found at the southern part of Tanzania. Apart from southern parts, we have the western parts. Western part of our country, Tanzania, we have Lake Tanganyika. Other white people, they call it Tanganyika, not Tanganyika, it is Tanganyika. Tanganyika is one of the deepest lake in the world. Lake Tanganyika is famous. There is a lot of speech and a lot of fishes. And at the central part of our country, we can find the capital city of the country, Tanzania, which is called Dodoma. Dodoma is the capital city of Tanzania, but it's not the famous one. The famous city in Tanzania is found at the eastern part, which is called Dar es Salaam. I am the one who live there in Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam, the famous city.
Okay, now I will share your next video you send me, the next interesting fact. So I will now open the video. Let me just 1 minute.
All right.
Tanzania, a country found in East Africa, has made itself a name as one of the countries with the best safari life in the world. But other than that, it's got some very interesting facts, and in this video, we share the 10 interesting facts about Tanzania that you probably didn't know. And if you're new here, welcome. On the channel, we share great, amazing stories about the African continent. So for future videos and updates, be sure to like, subscribe, and also share this video with someone that would love to learn about the African continent. It's very interesting that not so many countries get to share the same national anthem, but Tanzania happens to be one of those countries. The South African anthem, Nkosi Sikelel' iAfrika, which basically translates as God Bless Africa, which is in the Xhosa language of South Africa, was originally composed as a Pan-African liberation song that was later translated to the Swahili language to form the Tanzania national anthem, Mungu Ibariki Afrika, which basically translates as God Bless Africa. So it is the same song but done in different languages. Originally, the country was known by two names, which were German East Africa and Tanganyika, which Tanganyika comes from Lake Tanganyika, which translates as sailing in the wilderness. after the country got her independence in 1961, Tanganyika and Zanzibar, which is just a nearby island, merged to form one country, borrowing Tan, which comes from Tanganyika, and Zan, which comes from Zanzibar, to come up with Tanzania. Tanzania is home to Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the tallest mountain on the African continent, standing at 5,895 meters above sea level. This mountain fetches the country good revenue as tourists come to tour and climb Mount Kilimanjaro Peak, which is known as the Uhuru Peak. Tanzania is one of the last remaining places in the world with the possibility of discovering new species. In the year 2013, a new monkey, the Kipunji monkey, was discovered, and it's one of the extremely rare animals with a population of only about 1,000 animals. This monkey is considered one of the endangered species, and it's highly protected in the country. Tanzania is one of the multilingual countries on the African continent, with over 100 languages spoken in the country. Among these, Swahili is the most spoken in the country, with close to 10% speaking it as their first language, and about 90% speak Swahili as a second language. Tanzania became the fastest growing country on the African continent between 2015 and 2021 during the rule of the late President John Pombe Magufuli. In his 5-year rule before his death, he was able to transform Tanzania from a low-income to a middle-income status, which was very unheard of on the African continent for that short period of time. And all we can say, Tanzania lost a great hero. When most people think and talk about Tanzania, what comes to their mind is Dar es Salaam city. But did you know that this is not the capital of the country? The true capital city of the country is Dodoma, and it has been since 1974. The country's citizens needed a city centrally positioned in the country, and in 1974, they decided Dodoma to become the capital city of the country, although not much is heard about this capital, leaving it as one of those ghost cities in Tanzania. On greeting someone in Tanzania, always use your right hand, as this will make you give a good first impression of yourself. And then if it's a crowd of people, always greet the elders first, and when greeting, do not look at people straight in the eye, as this is interpreted as an invasion of someone's privacy. Did you know that 30% of Tanzania is covered by national parks? The country is a great natural habitat for animals, having some of the best safari life in the world. The Serengeti National Park, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world, harbors large mammals such as lions, elephants, and more, also having the largest animal migration, which happens every year. Tanzania is home to the longest freshwater lake in the world. Lake Tanganyika, which is also the second largest lake on the African continent, happens to be the longest freshwater lake in the world. This lake is shared by Tanzanian neighbors, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Burundi, and Zambia. For our Swahili lesson, we look at a very common word, chakula, which basically translates as food. So if we had to put this in a sentence, we would say, tafadhali unipe chakula. So basically translating as, please give me some food. This could be a very handy sentence, especially if you're asking for some food. And of course, if you'd like to learn the Swahili language, which is one of the most spoken languages on the African continent with over 200 million speakers, we created an easy-to-learn Speak Swahili for Beginners course that basically takes you from A to Z for you to be able to speak Swahili and understand it like a native speaker. To enroll for the course, check out the link in the description of this video.
Okay, now Ella sent me photos about the kitchen, 2 photos. I will show you and Ella will explain what kind of meals they are. You see? Ella, we are hearing you.
Yes. This is our meal or dish, the famous and very delicious. But many people outside the Tanzania, they don't like ugali, but it's our favorite food. It is when we feel really a Tanzanian when we eat ugali. Ugali in the English language, you can call it stiff porridge. It is about the wheat, water, and yes, wheat and water. Then it is boiled, and we can do it. That's kusonga ugali in Swahili, kusonga ugali. This is our favorite and the famous. It is also ugali with beans. Beans is our favorite. Is our favorite pair, which is matched with the ugali. Ugali with beans or wali with beans. So beans is the favorite. When even a little baby or a little baby girl or boy, when you ask him or her, what the favorite food you like or you want, the first food is the ugali with beans or wali with beans. As you see, there it is the rice with beans. The other one is the ugali with beans. So
Okay.
delicious.
Now you send me another video. It will be the last one about famous people in Tanzania. Give me 1 minute and I will open it. Okay, let's go. And the last one. Maybe you can say something, Ella. It's traditional Tanzanian your dance.
Yes. I may speak about our traditional dance. We have different kind of dance and music. We have those singeli, misondo, bongo flava, and those tribal like higher dancers, Chaga music, Maasai, because we have Maasai tribal, the northern part of Tanzania. As the Maasai are located, you might found in Kenya and also you might found in Tanzania at Arusha, northern part of Tanzania. So our tribal dance is very interesting about this dance because it is very natural and culture. As you can see, my dress is kanga. So we have those tradition clothes or outfit like kanga, kitenge. So you can see they wearing the kanga cotton materials and others like skin of animal because we are very rich in animals. You can find even at the social media about the country which has many lions is Tanzania. So most of tradition clothes we mix kanga, kitenge, all those skin animals. So dancing is very good.
Let's watch some 1-2 minutes and we will finish with our quiz. Yes, they were very flexible, so I think I didn't I couldn't dance like that. They are very flexible in case. And now let's go already the quiz part, which every time our Mary, who is right now here, hello Mary, every time Mary created this quiz for us. So I'm very grateful for.
Hello. Hi, dear co-host.
If we will not be Mary, so we couldn't. Just let me 1 minute. We couldn't have quizzes. You can.
Why?
Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, I will copy. I just copied it. I will put it on. But you can also join with this QR code or just enter the quiz.com and enter the pin code here. You see the numbers. Okay, let's in. I will just wait for some 1-2 minutes. If okay, let's wait.
Random
Joshua
Lion
Tinduke.
Okay, we have a lot of it.
Zaheer Abbas.
Name. Nimra. Unlucky space.
Random Snail.
The link here, you see the link I shared once again. Maybe someone got left.
Roman Beglarian.
Change your names if you want, that it will be more understandable. Who are you? And I will start.
Back to War.
Okay, so if you're
Mama Slow.
I'm going to start.
Quiz.com. Play and create.
Which sport is mandatory in Armenian schools?
We need 4 more also.
Random Snail joined.
Oh my god. So our speakers, they couldn't play, you know. Elizabeth, Madlen, and Zaheer, you couldn't play because you are speakers and you know the...
Chess.
Yes. Let's see the statistics.
What is the population of Tanzania?
Abdul Ghaffar joined.
$55 million. What is the capital city of Tanzania?
I remember that Ella said.
Dodoma. What is the capital of Pakistan? What is the Armenian Christian monument called?
Zaheer, can you say which one was the Pakistani capital? Because I just passed it, I skip it. Here we see in the chat. So yes,
that was Islamabad.
Islamabad. So anyone who chose Islamabad, it was the right answer. Let's continue.
Kachkar. What are the famous religious in Tanzania? Christian and Muslim. What drink was prepared for the first time in Armenia?
First, I guess there we go. Here we go.
Wine. What is the official language of Pakistan? Urdu.
Let's see the results, just to understand what we have.
What is the Tanzania national language? Swahili. What is the capital of Armenia? Yerevan. In which year did Pakistan gain independence? (1947). What is Tanzania known for?
I think the answer is evident.
Home of animal reserved and migration. Yerevan, the capital of Armenia, is older than which famous capital? Rome. What are neighbors of Tanzania? Kenya, Uganda and Rwanda.
Let's see results. Then we'll next to the last question.
What is the national sport of Pakistan? Hockey.
Final question. Double points.
What is famous food in Tanzania? Ugali and Maharaj.
Third place, Joshua Tindug. Second place, Name. And the winner is Roman Beglarian.
So we have winners. First place is Roman. Roman is already second time, yes, that you become a winner.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you already know a lot of things. Second place, it was Mane. Mane, it's your first time?
Yes.
Okay, great. And Joshua, what about you? It was your first time. Joshua, do you hear us? You can even text just on chat that what you want. Joshua, you can speak.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, and you are the third place winner. So I said it's
Yes, yeah.
time that you won something.
Come again?
It was your first time that you won.
Yes, this is my first time. I have participated. I think this is my fourth round. Yes.
Great. In case because I already have email of Joshua and Roman, I will ask to Mane. Manejan, please text on the chat your email address that I can send you your certificate.
Okay.
Okay, Joshua, I have your one. So that's all.